9-7, Juanito Ebro in the morning. You know what it is. Edgar Berlanga is in New York City for a big fight happening in Queens. I'm excited for this time because last time I spoke to you, we were in Vegas, and you learned a lot. I think you improved and you showed growth from the Canelo fight. Yeah. What have you learned from that fight and the months from that to now?
First off, I gained a lot of experience, you know what I'm saying? Well, first off, I want to thank, God, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And, from that fight, man, I learned a lot. I gained a lot of experience as a fighter, just being in the ring with a legend, you know what I'm saying? I always say this, I'm the only guy in my generation, you know what I'm saying? Coming out of my generation, I fought a legend, and it was exciting, to build up for the fight. The magnitude, I've never been on that stage before, fighting in front of 20,000 Mexicans at that. You feel me? It's different. It's a different level, and I'm proud to say that, that I handled it well, being at the pinnacle of boxing, and we did very well.
And even the time when you hit the mat and you hit the gloves, that's some straight BX, Bronx, Brooklyn, reactions like, damn, I know I had this motherfucker. Like you had, I felt that, and I think that resonated. But we're talking about fighting in Queens, in your backyard, from borough to borough. What do you look forward to fighting in Queens? 'Cause a lot of historic fights happen in Queens, but you are now part of that legacy coming in Saturday.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I know that, how it's going to be, that night's going to be electrifying, you know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of people. New York, man, we crazy, you know what I'm saying? You see that when the Knicks was in the playoffs, how they was getting in front of the Garden and stuff. So, people got to understand that, that we a little psycho, you know what I'm saying? We a little crazy. New Yorkers are crazy. And, I feel like that's what you're going to see on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see craziness. You're going to see people probably fighting in the crowds and stuff, some weird, crazy stuff. But I love my city, man. I'm excited, to be back and fighting in front of my people. You know what I'm saying? Is the most important thing. Coming back to my city and fighting main event is everything to me.
Tell me about your precious joy right here, and what kind of breed is this? I'm a new dog owner.
Yeah, he's a toy poodle. I think he's a toy poodle. He don't look like a toy though, right? He's a little bigger, right?
I'm learning. I got a Jack Russell Terrier, and he runs my whole crib. Like he barks, run around. I
got a bigger dog too, and but he's in Florida. He couldn't come, but his name is Gotti. He's a Bully XL, a Merle.
Ooh.
Fire.
Oh my god.
Paid $10,000 for him.
God, did you have to go pick them up, or someone else picked them up for you?
No, they dropped them off. But I seen the guy that had the father in Brooklyn. I was getting a cut. I was in the hood. I was getting a cut, and I seen him walking the dog, and I seen the father, and I said, "Damn!" I said, "Yo, that dog is fly." And then we started chopping it up, and he was like, "Yo, I'm about to start breeding. I'm about to breed them." You know what I'm saying? I got the wife in the crib. Boom. I was like, "Yo, bro, when you got the baby, let me know. Call me." So couple months, 8 months down the line, he wound up hitting my phone like, "Yo, I got him." He sent me a picture. I was like, "Ooh." He looked better than the pops.
That's fire.
Yeah,
that's fire. So I'm digging through what I can find, and it's like, I know we're on a music station, but I deal a lot with the boxers. I talk to a lot of the boxers. But when I'm going through online, I see our guy, because he's also a mentor of mine, Joey Crack, and he's talking to Jada, and he gets you on the FaceTime, and he's like, "What I gotta," and you're on the FaceTime with Joe on the podcast, and where we at? What percentage of Jada actually doing your intro coming this Saturday in Queens?
We probably I say 85%. Cause not yet, cause he got that Keisha Cole concert, so he's trying to see what's up with the time. What time he got to be on stage with Keisha. Right. You know what I'm saying, for Keisha Cole, and then he want to see what time he could enter. You know what I'm saying?
His in Jersey. I think the show's in Jersey. He could. If he takes a helicopter, he can make it.
I think he could.
He can make it. All praises to the YL D Block 904 Jadakiss. Hopefully makes it, and that'll be great. That'll be great for the city and great for the moment.
I need that, man. Shout out to Jada, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kiss, shout out to the Locks. You know what I'm saying? My family, TS. You know, I wanted to do a New York thing, you know what I'm saying, and come out to that song, you know, and just bring that energy back, you know what I'm saying, what we've been missing.
This, you can't compare boxing to a different sport, but the energy wise of New York sports, from Judge to the Yankees to Brunson to the Knicks, would it be fair to say Berlanga is like the Brunson of New York on the boxing stage?
1,000%. 1,000%. Hell yeah. You know, I'm born and raised out here, you know what I'm saying? When you talk about New York, I'm really New York, you know? And shout out, you know, to Brunson and these guys, you know, they represent, they represent New York, you know what I'm saying? But they wasn't born here. You feel me? So it's a different, you know what I'm saying? You got Judge, he was born in, I think in Cali. You know what I'm saying? So it's different when you got a guy like me that was born and raised here. I was at the, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the block, on the street pumps, ice cream truck coming, you know what I'm saying? Projects, shelter homes, living in Webster Projects, Hunts Point, you know what I'm saying? Baruch houses. So, you know, when you mention New York, you know what I'm saying? I'm really here, you know, and it's some like a Macho Camacho, you know what I'm saying, from Spanish Harlem, you know, and when Macho Camacho was outside and, you know, he was champ and, you know, he was one of the biggest stars in New York, you know what I'm saying? He was flashy, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I think for sure, man. But, you know, I leave it up to the people.
What's in your when you're preparing for a fight like this coming up, what's in your music rotation that's getting you geared up, like focused, like just like this is mean training because you're going into training facilities, now you're doing some pressers, weigh-ins, all that stuff. What's in your like your 5 music artists, songs, or genres?
First, you know, I like listening to worship music, you know what I'm saying, 100%. You know, that's when I dive in, you know what I'm saying, into the word and everything. And when I'm training, I love listening to salsa, hip-hop, you know, throwbacks, you know what I'm saying, the throwbacks, 2000s, the 90s, you know what I'm saying, Keith Sweat, you know what I'm saying, I'll be bumping all that shit. I think, you know, I love music, you know what I'm saying, it gets me in my element, especially when I'm in the gym, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes I throw on the trap, you know, where I want to get gritty, get crazy in the gym, you know, I throw on that trap, it puts me in that mode, in that killer mode.
So what now, Joe's a mentor of yours. Is it someone that no one knows that always gives you good advice off and outside the ring? In and out the ring, outside the ring, that's like, that no one thinks about, like, oh, I didn't know he gives them some words of advice. It could be anyone from a pastor, you know, being religious, or it could be anyone that no one thinks about that gives you the good word.
Yeah, I say my coach, you know what I'm saying, Coach Mark, Coach Ray, you know what I'm saying, on the side of just, you know, making sure I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm listening to the word of God, you know, and just, you know, tapping in with him. And then, you know, as far as like life and my career and everything, Fat Joe, you know what I'm saying, he's one of the biggest, you know what I'm saying, he's always putting me on game. You know, he got, you know,
I be hard on him.
People be thinking that he got 100,000 like line stories, but it's real, you know what I'm saying? And everything he tells me is real, you know what I'm saying? Because stuff that he told me 4 years ago, I'm going through it now, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I already know what's up because he already told me, you feel me, 4 years ago. So now it's like, oh, Joe already told me this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I already know what to do, you know what I'm saying? It's better than, you know, that's why I love him, because it's like, he could just be there and just be a fan, and but he's loyal, you know what I'm saying? He's a big brother, and he's like, yo, look, this, that, and the third, look, boom, boom, boom. I remember one time, we was out eating like 4 years ago. He was like, you see all these people here? He was like, they ain't gonna be with you in like another 3 years, 4 years. You're gonna have a whole different circle. I didn't know what he was saying. I'm like, all right. 4 years, 3 years, 4 years later, I'm not with none of those people, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying, how everything starts changing. Then you look at him and it's like his circle's small, super small. And Joe was a dude that he used to run around with a lot of guys. When he says 100 guys, he was really walking around with 100 guys, you know what I'm saying? So to now, he's only with 3 people, 2 people max, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah.
I shout out to Joe. He gave me a couple pairs of sneakers, his TS black Air Force Ones, a couple pairs of Jordans. So if I ever needed a pair, like I need to go by the shop, he's like, just come by my house. I was like, he's that good of a person that he was just like, yo, don't worry about it. You're a good dude. And I think that what matters. As long as you're a good person,
Of course,
he shows it.
Yeah, for sure. He got a great heart. Even for my birthday, I hit him up like, I was about to leave the camp. May 18th was my birthday. I hit him up like 2 hours before I made the dinner happen. I'm like, yo, let me see. He pulled up. And Joe be in the crib, you know what I'm saying? But literally, like, the dinner was like at 10 o'clock at night. I hit him up like at 8 o'clock at night. Like, yo, Joe, I'm doing my birthday dinner last minute shit. He was like, you're a rich player. Like, oh, nephew, man, you always doing this shit late, bro. Always last minute. But they still pulled up, you know what I'm saying? So him being who he is, you know what I'm saying? And, being, a legend in the music industry, I say he's a humble dude, man. He's super duper humble.
Why is it? And this is just like, I know we're prepping for Saturday's fight, and
we don't have 97, man.
I know we gotta talk some shit, and this is all some shit. So what is it about? And it's funny because I like to do sometimes, and sometimes I don't like them because it's like you're going against the sport. I feel because when you're talking shit about the fighters and stuff like that, and I guess you want to improve it, but what is it by De La Hoya that always fucking like, I don't know, he just feels like he always like attacks certain fighters rather than just give them the good advice. Like, I get it, it's sportsmanship like that, but I feel like sometimes he kind of like goes after the fighters and certain promoters where he shouldn't. Like, you're not helping the sport.
Yeah. I think first off, remember he wanted to sign me in 2020, what was it, 2023? 2023, he wanted to sign me. And he flew like 5 hours on a private jet just to sit down with me for 3 hours. And then he flew right back. And we ain't signed with him. So I feel like probably he's butthurt, you know what I'm saying? And then we went and still got the Canelo fight. Right. Because he was talking about that, the Canelo fight, and then he was talking about having a fight with Munguia, you know what I'm saying? That's when he had Jaime Munguia. But I think he was still probably butthurt from that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, it happens.
Because I bet you if I would have signed with him, he would have never been acting like that. He would have been my best friend, you know?
And then 3 of those fighters, including yourself, will be still under him if he had things under control. Or
exactly. If he would have had everything under control like how he's supposed to, he would have been with Canelo. He would have had Munguia, and he would have had me.
I mean, that's a good top 3 for me.
That's a definition of fucking up the bag. You heard?
Thank you. I'm excited to see your fight. Much love to you and the whole team. And Asana 97, DJ Juanito, Edgar Berlanga, you know what it is.